Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Everyday Psychic Show. Healing, guidance, and readings for everyday people just like you. To find your way to your highest self and living your best life. Hosted by Jennie McDaniel and Drew Pillow. Welcome. Welcome to the Everyday Psychic Show. I'm your host today. I'm your co-host, Drew Pillow. And in the virtual studio today we have Jennie McDaniel, psychic medium, quantum karmic healer, massage therapist, hypnotherapist, and more. Also, today we have a special guest, and that guest is Chris GARCIA, who we will be bringing on live in just a moment. Chris, are you connected properly today?
Yes. If you can hear me, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Jennie, are you connected properly today?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Everything is all systems go. So this show is a show about psychics, mediums, and more. A lot of people have some people have misunderstandings and misconceptions about what this actually is. Oh, is it a joke? Are you kidding, Drew? But some people know better. But for those that don't know, this is your opportunity to get some experience. And for those who do know, this is your opportunity to connect with some talented and amazing people for free on our show live today. And we're here every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central, 2 Mountain, 1 Pacific. You know what I mean. So, Jennie, how are you today?
Doing pretty good. It's a beautiful day here in Northern California. Just soaking it up. How about you?
Oh, it's a rainy Sunday in Ohio. But I think the rain just went away, and now it's like 150 degrees outside again. So, rub it in my face. You got the beautiful weather. Right. Chris, how's the weather where you are?
Well, it's hot and sunny. I don't even know the temperature, but we're like we're actually close to the triple digits, so it's kind of hot. But when we go swimming or something, we don't even feel it. But as long as we stay dehydrated and drinking fluids, and we're pretty good and stuff like that. But it's pretty hot, and the last time we got rain was like maybe a week ago. So hopefully we're still expecting rain for, I think, Monday or something. So I'm hoping that it cools down the temperatures because it's hot.
It's very hot. It's hot all over, and today's going to be a hot show, just if I may segue a bit. Let me go ahead and introduce our guest, Chris. As you can tell, we have 3 voices today. Chris GARCIA, psychic, medium, empath, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, has the ability to see auras and do remote viewing. He's also a tarot card reader and a shamanic healer as well. That's a lot of stuff. So we're going to talk about what all that is and how you came to be in possession of all these amazing abilities in just one moment. First, I want to take a quick moment to thank our listeners, and we have plenty of them today. We have plenty of people. The phone lines are just filled to the brim with people ready to connect. So I guess the first thing I should do is introduce myself. I'm Drew Pillow. I'm everything that I said about Chris, I'm none of that. So that's my intro. And Jennie McDaniel, now that is a whole nother story. Jennie, amazing, gifted, talented, experienced psychic medium, healer, teacher, and podcast co-host. My favorite person, one of my favorite people on earth, Jennie McDaniel. So Jennie, when I mentioned all those things about Chris, you know what all that means, the clairsentient and clairaudient and remote viewing. So that's not a big, your eyebrows aren't really way up to the top of your hairline right now like mine, because I'm like, well, what is all that? And especially remote viewing, because that's something that we've had lots of guests, but I've never heard of that one as far as having a guest on before. Do you know anything about remote viewing at all?
Yeah, I mean, that was the one that had my eyebrows being risen, because I don't know a ton about it. I watched a small documentary and I've read a little bit about it, and I know it's somehow affiliated with the government. Now, whether or not they were in possession of the skill first, probably not. More of the natives probably started it, and the government kind of took it over and started training people in this space. But I don't know a lot about it, but I'm very curious. So that's what I'm going to ask about.
Cool. And we're going to talk about all that. But first, what I want you to do, listeners, as you know, this is a free process. You get to connect with our guest for 5 minutes. We try to keep it at 5 minutes so we can have the more fun, the merrier. But first, one thing I would ask you to do is if you could mosey over at your convenience to Facebook and click on the Heart Over Ego radio page and give it a like if you like our show. Also, if you feel the desire to connect with Jennie McDaniel or today's guest, Chris Garcia, after the show, you can click a link on our Blog Talk Radio show page. There's a link that will take you directly to Chris Garcia, and you can like him, friend him, and chat with him a little bit more. Jennie McDaniel, you can find her on Facebook, JennieMcDaniel. It's just that simple. So Heart Over Ego Radio, that's the network that brings you this show. So big shout out to the network, Heart Over Ego Radio, and we give you shows 7 days a week. So today, Sunday, every Sunday is the Everday Psychic Show, but we have a different show on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll tell you more about that later as the show progresses. But right now, let's get to the man of the hour, Chris. How did you build such a resume of amazing talents? I mean, did you go to school for this? How did this happen to come to be a part of you?
Well, to be honest with you, Drew, I'm going to tell you like this. It runs in my family. It's genetic. My grandmother had it. She passed away in 92, but I'll give you a little bit more about that. Really, I kind of guess you can say I learned it on my own. Like, there was no teaching. It was just natural. I knew it like when I was 5. When it came out more to the public, you can say maybe when I was like in middle school, I didn't even tell them who I was. I didn't, because I kind of knew, but I tried to have, I guess my grandma tried to, just for me to have a normal childhood as much as possible. But even though I still got messages, visions, premonitions, I just thought, well, maybe this is something that everybody goes through. And then as I progress, it's been just amazing, because I've been, as a matter of fact, I don't know if anybody knows, but since March of last year, I've been on my friend Michael's show. It opened doors for me. Again, from last year to this year, I've progressed a lot. First, I did Facebook Live. That's how I started. I've been on Facebook for a very long time. I guess you can say something. I keep hearing voices that said you need to be heard. You need to let people know that you're here. So I just kept hearing that. Like sometime, I want to say probably, I can't remember. I probably have to ask maybe one of the listeners, because I'm pretty sure I have friends that are listening. They'll tell you who they are, especially if they mention my name. You'll know that those are my friends and my fans. So, but as far as that goes, it's just, I guess you can say it's genetic. My grandma had it. My mom has it. She's still alive. My mom has it a little bit different. I guess you can say I'm probably about the only one that came out more in the public. I also do paranormal investigations. I did maybe like 2 on live.
I noticed that. I noticed that that's something that you're into. I'm kind of into that too. And
then also I have done missing persons cases. I don't know if you have that on my document, on my bio. Probably don't, because my bio's been like that forever. I haven't really had time to add to it. But I do a lot of psychic and mediumship work, and then I like to spread the field. I don't just stick to the psychic stuff, the mediumship. I like to do a little bit of everything. I've used my services with like law enforcement. I mean, that's something that I've heard people get very sticky, because you don't know who you can trust anymore, with stuff. But I see myself as my own psychic detective. So right. I haven't really found a friend or a cop that I can trust yet. But I've worked with law enforcement in Corpus Christi, Texas, which is maybe about 2 hours from here. We connected real good. We still keep in contact, and then there's people that have still referred others to me, and I've worked with them, and so far I've had success. But as far as like locally, I haven't really found anybody, a detective or a cop that wants to work with me. Maybe one time I worked with a case, but I never.
It sounds like at some point we're going to have to bring you on as a guest just for this specific thing, this kind of particular talent that you have in terms of as you grow and gain more experience working with, the general public and helping to solve crimes or missing persons cases, as you continue to get better in that area and as you continue to work with the paranormal, in the paranormal realm, as you continue to grow in that area, we're going to have to keep bringing you back on our show.
Yeah.
But today,
Go ahead.
I want to focus, not to cut you off, I apologize, but to focus today we want to focus on you and these gifts that you seem to have been born with. See, I'm always so jealous because some people just have it and then some people just don't. See, all I got was my dashing good looks, but that's okay. I learned to live with that. But Jennie, I want to ask you this. Even though some people are born with it, some people can develop it, right?
Yes, I think we're all born with it. It just depends on how much energy you want to put into cultivating it. So, but some of us do bring in a little extra sparkle from past lives simply from experience. So it comes in lineage-wise, like our guest, which is brilliant, and you're born in that space, and people support it, and you can grow. And then you can be like me, there's some lineage, but I had to do it all on my own, and I learned from that space. So there's all different kinds of ways to develop it, none being right, none being wrong, just all being wildly beneficial.
Oh, see? So all is not lost. I can work on it, and I can get better. I probably won't be as good as Chris, no matter how long I practice. But
but I think you can do it, Drew. I just think that like I agree with her to some point that some of us, well, mostly everybody says that people can learn to be psychic, but I think the ones that are like born are, because I have different ways of, because everybody's got different beliefs. The way to me, I wish everybody wish their own. Most of the time that I've came across people that have been born with the gift. It runs in the family, like genetic DNA. Or sometimes it has something like trauma for you to have something bad happen to you, like you didn't have a gift and then you like die, you're in a coma and you come back, you will come extremely, extremely very sensitive. Those are the two ways that I know from what I believe, that you can become psychic is like you're going to die, you're about to die, and then God gives you a second chance and you come back more sensitive. And then with that aspect, the people that are close to death, they see the light, which I guess God gives them that chance and says, you know what, we're going to open your eyes and see life in a different way. And then it's knowing that y'all were very curious about remote viewing. I'm going to go into that. The best way to describe remote viewing is kind of like, it's like I can be right here, and, doing the reading from home, or wherever I'm at, or I can be at the location, like not close to the location, and I could see it as like you're watching a movie and you're seeing it like a recorder, and like you can use it as in the paranormal field in some ways, depending on how if you want to. You can also use it to finding missing things that you're looking for. You can use that in that aspect. I've had maybe a few people that have said, Chris, I can't find my ID or something like that, something that's very important. I've used it a few times, and then I've used it with missing persons cases too. So it's almost like you're just seeing a recorder, and with remote viewing, sometimes it goes a little bit between the lines of clairvoyant. It's just more of, because clairvoyance you see like flashes, images and stuff like that, but with the remote viewing you combine it together and it's like you're watching a movie, and that's the best way to describe it. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's the best way I can describe remote viewing.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. It happens to me all the time. Not at all, but I get what you're saying. I'll tell you what. One of our taglines on this show is "Get experienced," because for some people they've never had any experience in talking to a psychic, a medium, uh, or a person with these wonderful abilities, and so they just go they form a judgment or opinion based on television or what they've heard, and a lot of times that's not really accurate and it's not even nice. So what we do is we offer people the opportunity to get experience. So what we want to do is we want to provide the opportunity for some callers to get some experience today. Chris, are you ready to take some callers?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't mind.
Okay.
If that's what you do. If you don't, it's okay. I mean, I'm not. Yeah,
No,
I
that's what we do. The chat room is open. I appreciate the chatter there with me. Chris Talk. I think that's the name. Hi, Chris. Callers, here's the rules. You have 5 minutes with Chris and Jennie and myself. I might throw something in there to surprise you, just to throw it off a little bit. So tell us who you are, where you're calling from, and what's your question, and we'll try to get you the most for your 5 minutes, okay? All right. So, Chris, you ready? Jennie, you ready?
Go ahead. Well, I'm ready.
Totally.
I'm ready. I'm Drew, and let's go. Let's let me look at these numbers. Oh, I get to pick. I'm so like that. Also, if you're listening, because you can listen to our show, if you're listening on the internet and you want to just put it on your phone, on your speakerphone, and take it with you, you can dial this number, 323-642-1188. And if you'd like to talk and call in and actually connect with Chris yourself, that phone number is the same, 323-642-1188. But how do I know if you want to talk or you just want to listen? Well, this is what you do. You press the number 1 on your phone, and your name will light up on the screen, and I'll know that you actually want to talk. So let's go ahead and grab one of these people who've pressed the number 1. Let's take the caller from 708 area code. 708. What's your name? Where are you calling from? What's your question for Chris today?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. It's Michelle calling from Alberta, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about career, please and thank you.
Okay, well, for some reason, I really don't know you, but I kind of get like you already know where you're at. You might, I feel like gifted energy to you. I do see that you would be perfect. I'm getting in a business, an office. And then I kind of get maybe using the gift in the medical field, because I got the word medical. And I think that you're very ambitious and you're very outspoken. You speak your mind.
Yeah.
And I just think that you have to just learn more as you progress. And I think that you're going to go a long way with your gifts. Now, I don't know if Jennie wants to add anything to that, but as far as me, I do feel that for some reason I don't even. Okay, where were you calling from again?
Canada.
Alberta, Canada.
Okay. Well, are you thinking about something about a move? Because for some reason, I mean, I know you're in Canada, but I see more of I want to say the West Coast, which would probably be maybe California, Las Vegas, Phoenix, somewhere around there. So.
Okay, interesting. No plans to move.
Okay.
But there must be something there. There's got to be a connection, but you'll find out later what it is.
Okay, thank you.
Let's just take a look here really quick. Thanks for calling in. Your spirit guides are coming forward, and they're laughing and giggling, and they're saying she is very skilled, she's very magical. But what they're saying is, as long as you're putting the effort toward it, you're a good manifester. So as long as you're doing the physical work, so putting in resumes, keeping an eye out for what's available, they're saying you're very hireable, so it's just a matter of time before you land something. But what they're suggesting is while you're putting the feelers out and waiting for something to land that suits you and would be beneficial to you, they're saying go ahead and enjoy this time, because it's in between work that we get to take a little rest and don't have to get up at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. And they're just saying kind of enjoy the space and enjoy that space, but also just keep putting the feelers out. You will manifest it. They're showing the numbers 1-3. So that's my sign of either 1 to 3 weeks or 1 to 3 months. And they're saying you're the determiner of how quickly that comes in by simply how much effort and time you put into it. If you're putting tons in right now already, we'll go with the short time, 1 week to 1 month. So keep putting the feelers out there. Again, you're very hireable. We're just fleshing out the solar plexus just to give you a little extra self-awareness and self-motivation, as well as self-esteem. We can always use a little bit more. So they're just clearing out your heart chakra a little bit, and your spirit guides are saying, hey, thanks for calling in the show and getting some assistance. They're saying this is a tricky life. Reach out whenever you need to. So thanks for calling in, Canada.
Canada, Michelle from Canada. We appreciate you calling. I have a quick question for you before you go. How did any of that resonate with you?
So I think maybe it was misunderstood because I actually already have a job and I love it. I was off last year, so I'm not sure. Yeah. So
what was your question? What was your question?
It was more just if I was going to get to see what was coming up for career. I'm a contract. I've been contracting for over 13 years, but finally want a permanent job. So I guess that was more of the.
I think that if you put effort into it, it could be a matter of 1 week to 1 month that you land something. But if you're happy and content where you're at, absolutely stay there. But it doesn't look like that. It looks like you want to climb a bit and open up. So again, if you're interested in shifting the energy, you simply just put the feelers out and move toward it. But if, again, you're happy and you're content right now, enjoy the space. That's what they were kind of showing right now, enjoying the space. And if it's in between or you're still kind of, looking at something, enjoy the time, bring in the good energy, ask yourself what you're interested in, and you're the steerer. See, the psychics, we don't see your future. You determine that. God gave us a gift. It's called free will. And so when you say, how's my career, we're just going to be basically picking off the top since it's a 5-minute experience. So, but what they're showing is you moving. Maybe Chris was picking up in a physical way. I was picking it up in job way. You looking for something more, desiring to be in a different situation. So that's absolutely available to you. You're the determiner if that's happening because you fill out the resume. You get it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then to add to what she said, that you might have said, that we didn't say, because of course we're not because me, when I read people, I don't like to be told anything. That's the way I work. Yeah. But maybe with what I was picking up is more like spiritual. So with that, with your job, maybe there might be some kind of spiritual, metaphysical kind of thing to it. So what we're probably picking up on is more like you're wanting to advance, if that makes more sense.
That makes way more sense.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you both so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Michelle.
Blessings.
Called all the way from Canada. Whoa. It's a good thing long distance is free these days. Remember the days when long distance cost money? So, I like that.
We'd have to do our show at night because that's when it was cheaper to call long distance, was after like 5 or 7 p.m. or something.
Yeah, and we could only talk to friends and family. But, so, Chris, that's something good to know, that you don't even want to know the question.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, like, they'll ask me, like, what I'll do is I'll give them the privilege to ask them a question. I said, if there's anything general that you want me to focus on, like if it's finances, then I'll focus on that. But usually most people, I just want a general reading. But most of the time, I know
we can offer that. We can tell callers, announcement. If you just want something in general, then you can ask for just something in general. And if you have something specific, so that takes the pressure off. Let's try that. So let's go ahead and take the next caller. Caller from 775. If you just want something in general, you can indicate that. Or if there's something specific, lay it out there. So let me get that button pushed. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, everybody. My name is Wendy from Sacramento.
Wendy. Hi, Wendy.
Nice to meet all of you. And my question is, thank you. I appreciate that. I work in a medical insurance call center, and I recently changed teams. It could have been Amanda's team or Darla's team, and it turned out I went to Darla's team. And do you see me getting more comfortable on Darla's team? Will I stay there until I'm still applying online for other places, but ultimately I need to work continuously for another year at least, hopefully 2 years. And what do you see?
Honestly, with that, I got, like you said, that I don't know what the first name you said, but for some reason,
Darla.
I kind of felt, Darla, I felt like the one that you went with, you're realizing that with some reason I got the word uncomfortable, that you're just sticking to what you want. I mean, that you just chose that, but a part of you deep inside said to go with Darla, the first one, but you didn't follow your instinct. So you went with the other one, and it's kind of like, I don't want to say if it's conflict or discomfort or there's just something that just doesn't add up. And I think you would have gotten probably the same hours, or, I mean, if they're both in the same building, I think she would have been more considerate for you, the first one. Then with the second one, she's more demanding. She's kind of just very wanting this and this and this, and you have to do everything on time. It's like she just wants to be deadlines. Deadlines is what I got with that. And then with the job, I think that's probably why you're looking at another job, but I'm feeling that there might be something that you're going to advance in the same field, but you're going to go even higher. And I see like a promotion with that.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it was either Amanda or Darla, and it ended up going to Darla. So are you saying, do you see me keeping employed at least for another year or two?
Yes.
Steadily?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I won't lose my job. I'll keep it.
No. Yes.
Oh, okay. So when do you see me quitting to work? When am I going to retire? In a year, 3 months?
Oh my God.
18 months?
I want to say within the next year. And I see like you're going to be still in Sacramento, but a little bit going up, because I'm not very good with maps. So I'm thinking that Sacramento, whatever is like within that area, you might find something more suitable to where you're relaxed and you don't have to worry about, and in other words, your life is going to be very, what was I going to say? I can't think of the word. It's like something the women tell you. Like you're very relaxed. I can't think of the word. There's a bigger word I was thinking, but it just slipped my mind. But I just think that you're going to be there's the word, content. You're going to be very content. Once you do it within the next year, you're going to be more relaxed, and you're going to be set for life to where you're not going to have to worry about bills, because you're going to have a check coming in every month. So you'll be good.
Wow.
Oh, thank
Wendy.
goodness.
That's awesome.
That sounds pretty nice. It really does sound pretty promising.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm gonna thank you. It's time for me to go to the halfway mark. I need to go ahead to a quick commercial. I want to thank you for calling in, Wendy, and Chris. I want to thank you for that awesome reading. That made me inspirational. I hope to make friends like Wendy so I can get a part of that check. I'm just kidding. But it's time for us to play a quick commercial, and then we're going to come back and we're going to take callers. We have a caller from, I'm not even going to say, it's a surprise. I'm picking callers at random. So if you're on the line, stay on the line. Check out this quick 1-minute commercial. We'll be right back. This is Heart Over Ego Radio, a network of shows to raise your vibration and guide you into your best life. Sundays, tune in for the Everyday Psychic Show. Mondays, The Alchemy Sisters. Tuesdays, Radical Spirituality. Wednesdays, Rain Radio. Thursday, Transcending Love. Friday, Womb Magic. Saturday, Knowing Soul. Shows for you 7 days a week. Only on Blog Talk Radio. This is Heart Over Ego Radio. That really mellowed me out. Everything was getting and now I'm back mellow again. So thank you. We appreciate the callers. Appreciate you listening in. I see that some of you guys have gone over to that Heart Over Ego Radio page and clicked the like button. I really appreciate that, and appreciate you tuning in. So let's jump right back into it. And Chris, I think you're doing an amazing job. How do you like being a guest on the show today so far?
Honestly, I was gonna say I was usually when I first get on every show I get kind of like nervous, but then I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna be myself and just take it, just flow with it. So honestly, I want to say for being on the show for the very first time, I love their energy. I love your energy, even though you said that you're not gifted, but you're gifted with your beauty, Drew. And then, and then Jennie, she's very gifted, and even though I know she's not asking, but I feel that with her, she's a very, very amazing person. She's gonna grow as as I am, and we're all gonna do different paths. I mean, we all almost do the same thing, but some of us go towards more like what we feel more comfortable with. And but she's a beautiful person, even though I didn't even know that she was even friends with me on Facebook. I didn't even know that until just today. But I'm just glad that she's friends with me, and with the energy with her, I feel very heartfelt, very genuine, and very loving. And she gives it all her best when she helps people. It comes from the heart, and that is something that I do too. With my heart chakra, I go with, it comes with source. I give it to God and say, whatever, I need to tell the client, I let the source tell me, and it just flows right through me like electricity and static. And that's just, I give it all my love when I give readings.
Well, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. And you're absolutely right about Jennie McDaniel. I know her, and I vouch for her 1,000%. And yeah, I was going to say it's a small world. Look at how you guys were already friends. But it's not a small world. It's a big world. But we're just making it, with all this technology, we're all connecting. And we're going to connect with more people right now because we've got callers that are just waving their hands like, pick me, it's my turn. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this caller from the 937 area code, my hometown. We're going to pick this caller. Got 5 minutes with Chris and Jennie. And we just want to know what's your name, where you're calling from. And if you have a specific question, let us know what it is. And if you just want something in general, say that. Wait, hold on a second. I pushed the wrong button. Hold on, caller. You're going to be next. Here's the caller I was picking right here. Caller 937.
Hello?
There you are. Hi. Hi.
Hi. My name's Chrissy. I'm from Ohio. And it's kind of a general question, but it's more about like a loved one, if there's anyone, around that would, like a deceased loved one.
I actually got like a grandfather coming through. I kind of feel like during this time of need with the Mercury retrograde, I can't even talk. The Mercury retrograde, oh my God, I can't even talk no more. Sorry.
That's right.
I feel like with all this energy, it's causing, because usually Mercury retrograde, you have to keep yourself grounded. So I just feel like you feel kind of like lost and you want to connect with a loved one. And you just want to know if they're still around you, even though you might not feel them, but they're watching over you. And with whatever career, whatever you're going through, just know that they never leave your sight. They never do. So just want you to give you that comfort that if you feel this emptiness inside, like you never get sign from them, that does not mean they're not there. It's just that they're just working with their elders up there, or light workers, or whatever you want to call it, spirit guides. They're always around you, and that's the only message I got for you at the moment.
Okay.
Anything from you, Jennie?
And can you say the name one more time? I got Ohio.
Chrissy. My name's Chrissy. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Chrissy, the way that I do my channeling, and it's just for my sanity purposes alone, it's how I've developed my skill, and thank the universe for it, because I can focus on other parts of my life besides being a psychic. If you tell me a name of a specific energy that you're interested in connecting with, I can get the connection better. So if you want to state a name, we can take a look at the energy that way. If you don't, we can do that in private time at another time. But if you wanted to, we could do a quick channel for you.
Sure. It's my grandmother. Her name's Edna.
Edna. Okay. Let's grab her. And she's here with bells on. And she's like, thank you, Jennie, for holding space. And I'm like, well, thank you for showing up. Edna wants to show the connection that you two have in this lifetime as well as many parallel or past lifetimes. You came through her lineage because you've experienced past lives with her in parallel lives. So maybe this is why the reaching out, the wonder, the concern, the wanting to know where Grandma's at, if she's okay. She's like, Jennie has a really good way of explaining where we're at. I'm going to let her do it in the human form. So Grandma's saying, where I'm at is where we all come from. We all come from and go back to the non-physical with very small expectation. She goes, I went back to where we come from. I'll see you on the flip side. We'll incarnate together again, but just know that where I'm at is complete bliss, and I can't even feel sad here. That frequency can't even exist. So don't be concerned about me. Just know that we're all watching out for you guys on the planet doing the heavy lifting, literally and physically, metaphorically, symbolically, spiritually, energetically. So just know Grandma's always around, and Grandma's in a safe, wonderful place that you're going to go to one day, hopefully not soon. You've got plenty of time here to play ball with us. And just know that she does communicate with you. It doesn't sound like someone talking in your ear like I am. It will often come in memories, images, dreams, thoughts, smells, things like that. So just know she's around, and if you want to practice your psychic skills in your downtime, if you have any, go ahead and practice with Grandma. She's in a space where she can show up when you think about her. It kind of summons their energy. And they can be in many places at once, so don't think you're bothering Grandma. Grandma's very multifaceted right now. But she says, I love you, and she's sending you a bunch of heart energy, clearing out some space in your chakras, and saying take care of yourself. And whenever you want to connect, just think of me, and I'll be there. And if you want to connect like this, you know where to find Jennie.
Wow, that's cool.
That's so cool. That was really...
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, because it's funny that you said through memories and stuff like that, because that's what, that's where I feel most connected with her, is like thinking about stuff like that.
Beautiful memories.
Beautiful memories. We appreciate you calling us today, Chrissy. And let's get her out of here. I don't want to keep her on the line because my girlfriend, Chrissy, might hear that and think that I'm being flirty. That was my girlfriend, Chrissy. She called in finally. All right. So, I was going to ask you, Chris, if you could turn your attentions toward Jennie, but you already did. See, you're already like 2 steps ahead of me. Don't be using your power on me.
But you most people, I don't see. That's another thing. Sometimes, this is what's weird. I don't know about Jennie and other psychics, but with me, people have told me, do you ever shut your gifts off? Do you ever have that switch turned off? Like a light switch. And people have said, Chris, you need to meditate because you're just open 24/7. And honestly, for me, my aspect, I don't like to shut my gifts off. And I've tried to meditate, but I guess meditation just doesn't work for me, because for me, I'm just I'm already zoomed in. When I read people, I'm just zoomed in right automatically. And sometimes the messages might not come, don't make any sense, but it's just, I'm just in the zone. That's the best way to say it, because you never know when you're going to get messages, because I get messages in my premonition. So usually when I get a vision, what I would call, or a dream I call premonition, most of the time it's maybe 2 or 3 days right before I read someone. So that's kind of just how I work. It's weird. It's almost like my premonitions or my readings. I've came across lots of those where it's boom, it's right dead on. And then even when I'm doing daily stuff, if I'm cutting the yard, I'm just very open to the to nature and very tuned in with spirit. So it's I never shut off. So it's almost I'm always tuned in, even when I'm awake, when I'm asleep. And even when I'm asleep, I still get messages and visits. So I don't shut my gift off. It's always open. And some people say, well, you shouldn't do that because some people might try to psychic attack you. But then I'm I got secrets of my own that I tell people, don't worry about it. I got that covered. That's why I got protection. As a matter of fact, one of my my guides is my grandmother. So whenever I read people, she comes through every single time, and there's not one time she doesn't. And then I also have a Native American shaman, and then I have a chief guide as well. So I have like, depending on what's going on with the client, they say, you know what, I need to talk to you. So that's how I work.
Well, I have a question. Because you did say shamanic healer, and so this may be really off topic, but just real quick. So we can develop our abilities. Mm-hmm. I had a friend invite me to participate in a ceremony, Native American religious church ceremony, and it involves using peyote. Like if I did that, not saying that I would, but if I did that, would I come out of that being like unlocked and being able to be in tune and be a psychic?
Honestly, I think you would be I think you would I would see it as like it would open a door for you. And I would see, like, for some reason, I see a lot of Native Americans around you. And even though, like, in my mind, I'm hearing, like, drumming, like a lot of drumming. And I hear, like the Indians, the way they make those noises, which I'm not going to do it on the air. But I see that you don't even know this, but you have very strong energy to where you might say that you're not gifted, but you're very, very protected, because I've see with you that a lot of people try to bring you down. People have tried to discourage you. I've even felt like there's times where you've even had friends that you thought you were your friends, and then everything, when you asked and you prayed, however you pray, everything rotated, and then everything just came into, like, everything that was in the dark came into the light. So then that's when you got that information of, you know what, I'm not being her friend because I found out that she did this to me and she was talking behind my back, blah, 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 and so forth.
Oh, man. Okay. That might not be the answer I wanted, but that's the answer I got. So, yeah, that's good news. I like it. I'm glad. I don't want to monopolize because we're at 4:42. Just once again, guys, today's special guest is Chris GARCIA, psychic medium, empath, and more. And you can find out more about Chris. Today's show is only 1 hour, and 1 hour is just never enough. You can connect with Chris on Facebook. You can go to his page. It is, let me click that link and see what happens. You can find him at Chris Psychic G on Facebook. You can type that in the search bar, Chris Psychic G, one word, or you can just go to the Blog Talk Radio show page, click the magic button, and it'll take you there just like it did for me. And you can request an audience, make friends, see what you see, do what you do. And also, while you're on Facebook, which is our preferred choice of social media today, you can connect with Jennie McDaniel. There's a link to take you to her page, Jennie.McDaniel, JENNIE.McDaniel, McDaniel. And you can connect with her on Facebook. I think it's McDaniel too, but if you just type in Jennie McDaniel, you'll get her. And Heart Over Ego Radio show page, go ahead and give us a like. We're trying to build our audiences. We appreciate you. And if you want to connect with me, it's real easy. Just be here on Sundays at 4 o'clock Eastern, because this is where I'll be. So now let's get another caller out of the way. Jennie, you know what? I didn't ask Jennie. Somebody noticed that because I talked to Jennie off air, and she already talked to me about it. So, Anyway, let's get this caller from the 917 who's been waiting so patiently. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? And what do you want to say?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm glad it is me enjoying the show. Karen Sue from New York. Hi, nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. I recently lost my longtime partner, best friend, love. So about 4 weeks ago. So my life is radically going to be different. I'd like to know what is ahead for me. What am I supposed to do with the rest of my life, and how can I bring in money to move out of my situation and better my life at this point?
Well, first of all, I give you my condolences. I'm sorry to hear about that. Because, a lot of people are just, it's very hard to lose a loved one, no matter how you lose them, either related to you, lover, or, so forth. But,
yes.
I just want to let you know that you might say that, yeah, it's, you're still in mourning, and then you're having to deal with like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because this person was like, you were with them and you were like set, but now that you feel like you lost them, now you feel like you're lost because now you feel lonely and this and that. But I'm going to tell you, this is weird. And I do believe this very much. You're going to come across someone, okay? You're going to come across what I call an earthbound angel. It's something like maybe somebody like me or someone like Jennie, or someone that's going to come into your life and that's going to guide you, to get through the mourning of, the loss of the loved one. And then they will help you out, with whatever they can do. And I'm getting that this is going to be, I want to say, for some reason I got the word female, and I was going to say male, but I got maybe there's a female and a male. So they're going to get you to where you're going to, so where you can get back on your feet. And then I do see money coming in, and I want to say that's probably going to be, I'm getting like, oh, wow, that's going to be a long time. But the way months are going by, it's going to be around the corner before you know it. I got December, but it wouldn't pass me if you get it sooner than that, because I do feel that God is good, and we all can hear that on the air. God is love. God is good. Just remember that God is, He knows that He has a plan for everyone. So just know that you're going to be very comfort. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to come into your life. And one thing what I was going to say, that there is no such thing as coincidences. So when you bump into someone or you meet them at the park, that's the person that God's putting in your path. So everyone that you meet, there's no mistakes. Even your girlfriend, your parents, you picked everything that you've done in this life, and that's where the Aztec records come in, and a lot of people don't know about that. The Aztec records, you pick your animals, you pick your person that you're going to live with, you're going to pick your car, your house, everything you pick, everything, your parents, you name it, everything you picked. The only thing you didn't pick is the time that they were going to leave. That's God's doing. That's beyond our power. But I do see that you will be probably moving, but you're still going to be in New York, but you're going to be very financed right now, and I know that you're hurting, and like I said, I give you my condolences again. But keep your head up high. Don't get discouraged. Don't think that God doesn't hear you. Don't think that God's against you, because He's not. And then I'm actually getting like, wow, this is kind of weird. I'm getting Archangel Raphael around you. He's sending a lot of green aura around you, like he's hugging you. Okay, so I'm getting him, and then I'm getting Saint Michael to protect you, to keep you out of harm's way, because you're vulnerable with all this stuff going on. So you have a lot of archangels around you, and then you also have that person that you lost is around them, and letting you know that they're hugging you. They are in a better place. You will see them again, but just release all that tension, that stress, because I feel like you're very tense. So you need to just like somehow maybe just ground yourself, and then you'll start noticing a big difference.
Let's go to Jennie. Jennie, did you want to contribute anything to that?
I would, thank you. I'm just going ahead and pushing a lot of energy toward the solar plexus, because your past loved one is coming in saying, from a very high perspective, the highest perspective, saying this is a great opportunity for you to build your self-confidence, to help you be a more functionable, loving participant of this planet. So in your loss, and you are grieving now, and I send my energy, my heart energy, but in the future, this is going to give you opportunities to grow in ways that you would have never thought of if your partner stayed around. Now, your partner is saying he didn't leave so you could learn lessons, but the partner is saying, I love you, and the time was now, and we'll see each other on the flip side, but now you're here to learn and grow in a different light. So without him, and energetically he'll be around, but physically no. But this is a great opportunity and your higher self is now coming in saying, this is exactly what I needed to bring forth the effort and the energy in which I wanted to accomplish in this lifetime. So fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, you chose to come to this incarnation and experience things. And this particular experience has an opportunity of flinging you into extremely high self-confidence, which then in return brings you abundance financially, emotionally, spiritually, and psychically, if you like. So we're sending you all kinds of heart energy because this is after the morning and after you've rested and gotten some ducks in a row. You'll be able to think more clearly, and you'll start pulling yourself out by yourself, of course, with some assistance of loved ones and others around you, as well as healers and such. But you're going to do the heavy lifting. You're going to do the work. And on the flip side, it's going to bring in a lot of abundance, and it's going to tell the universe you're ready to play ball even differently and more, which then, again, the universe can give you more if you're seeking more, seeking different. So your loved one is in the non-physical where you're going to end up, and is saying, now build that muscle she's speaking of, which is that self-confidence muscle, and you will gain such spiritual awareness and knowledge. So thanks for calling in. I'm so sorry about your loss. We'll be sending you energy all day, okay?
Thank you. Could I ask, does that relate to spiritual or psychic gifts, or it's just healing?
Sure,
energy?
if you want to. Yeah. If you
I
want
do.
to. Yeah, later on, if you absolutely want to play in that. Yeah, I mean, you're grieving now, and it's a good time to go ahead and let yourself do that and get yourself lined up so you're in a good place financially and with a roof over your head and you're comfortable. But then when you land, absolutely bring in that skill if you want to and start communicating with your partner. Just like the caller before you, they're on the other side just giving us all kinds of energy, and it might not be in words, but it's energy, and that's all that we are and what we have. So, yes, you can develop those skills.
Well, I've been hearing things in my head, and I didn't know if it was actually communication with him or my overactive mind kind of giving me a Gestalt therapy.
It was communication through him.
I am communicating with him.
You're reading it through. Yes, and your ego. So whenever I do any channeling or when any psychics do channeling, it's just part of the process to bring it through the human ego. And so we hope that our psychics and our healers have as little ego as possible so they can bring it in most clearly and most beneficially. But yes, you're absolutely getting impressions from him, and it's mixing in with your ego, and it's being relayed to you in a certain way, and that's how you develop your skills, by seeing how you respond to the universe, how it comes through to you, and it does change, and that's all part of the spiritual process. Congratulations and good luck, and just know that your loved one is holding space for you.
Awesome. We appreciate you, Karen. Thank you so much for calling today.
Thank you. It was truly awesome. Grateful for all of you. Thank you. Bless you too.
Gary, thank you. I haven't made any comments, but I'm going to make one real quick. Chris, when you mentioned Archangel hugging and release the bad energy, it's like it wasn't for me, but that reminded me of a time when that was my experience that kind of brought me to a whole nother place. It was like when I realized, or I felt that I was being hugged by whatever it was, I was in a space and it wasn't cool and I was really sad, and I just felt the arm around me hugging me, and it was like, boom, that was my wake-up call. And when you said that, it just took me right back there. So, and releasing the bad energy, it's like when I'm down in blue, it's like that's what I think about is what makes me down in blue. But if I change that and I think about, as hard as it is, if I think about these other things, like there's people around me. You said there's people around me. There's spirits around me. There's guides and my loved ones. And when I think about put my energy there, then my energy changes. So I just got a lot out of what you said, and that was something that wasn't even for me, but it was something for me. It was personal. And anybody listening right now, even though the reading might be for someone else on the line, when something resonates with you, there's a reason for it. It resonates. So feel free to take what you need and let your spirits fly. So we have 5 minutes left. And in this 5 minutes, I want to get one more caller in because it's just like, oh, pick me. But I want to also remind everybody today's special guest is Chris GARCIA. Chris is, as I mentioned before, psychic medium, empath, clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant, remote viewing, tarot card reader, shamanic healer, and more. But also, if you've been paying attention to today's show, Chris is a very compassionate and kind person, a nice guy. So I encourage you to feel free to connect with Chris by going to Facebook and clicking typing in, what is it, Chris Psychic G. Yep. Or you can go to the Blog Talk Radio page and click the link and go there and reach out to Chris. That would be awesome. As well as, to click like on our page, Heart Over Ego Radio. We're a new page, so we don't have very many likes, so help us build it up. Thank you. We appreciate that. And also, today's co-host with the most, Jennie McDaniel. That's the pretty voice that you hear, besides mine. And she can be reached on Facebook at Jennie McDaniel. It's just the way it sounds, JennieMcDaniel. Just click on that, like, follow, connect with her. And the reason I'm telling you this is because, 5 minutes is not a lot. Imagine what you can get for 30 minutes. And, maybe you won't even get picked today. So the opportunity to connect is still there for you. And, of course, we're here every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern. So in the last 5 minutes, do you guys have anything you want to say in closing, or do you want us to close out with the last caller?
Well, if they want to get a hold of me, for the callers, I don't know who listens, but if they want to give me a reach, they can contact me at my own personal cell, 210-974-3470. Again, 210-974-3470. Or they can reach me on Facebook, Chris Psychic Garcia. I'm also on Instagram. You just put Psychic Kid _23. I'm also on Twitter, but that one is kind of like more just advertising. But other than that, that's all I have to say, Drew.
Okay. And if you want to connect with me, I can put my personal number out there, but you have to be cute. I'm just saying. So let's get another caller real quick. I'm looking. I'm going to throw out 3 numbers, and Chris, you pick one of them. One starts with a 4, one starts with a 5, one starts with a 2. Pick the number.
That's funny. You asked me. Okay, what was the number again?
2, 4, 5. 2, 4, or 5.
Well, I was getting, for some reason, I want to say 5.
Okay, caller from 504 area code. We have 5 minutes just for you. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hi.
Yay. I'm Mary Lou, and I'm in New Orleans.
Wow.
Mary Lou in New Orleans.
So what is it that we can help you with today?
I was just wondering if you could give me any message from Spirit to help me with my life.
Well, for one, okay. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, with New Orleans, I do have a history and past with that. I do feel that you're very high vibration with New Orleans, even though there's a lot of, history behind Katrina, this and this and that. But with the New Orleans, there is so much spiritual energy in so many ways. I do feel that you're in the right spot, you're in the right place, and I don't know if that's what you were supposed to hear or supposed to be told, but I'm being told to tell you that. And then as far as your with your life, I see metaphysical energy, more spiritual awakening, realizing that you've always been gifted. You probably just were brought up in not believing it because it's not real. You were told, don't believe this. It's just your imagination. And I see a lot of opportunities within the local area. I also see, for some reason, I don't know if I knew Orleans is part of Louisiana, but I'm seeing I don't know very well with that location. I know a little bit of the history of it, but I do feel that I think Spirit's going to find you. And that's, even though you said that you wanted to hear a message from Spirit, but I'm already being told to tell you that Spirit's already around you to begin with, because you're in a very, very spiritual location. So Spirit's already even found you. And this is one thing that a lot of people don't know. Sometimes we think that when we find something, we find it. But that's not the case. Everything around you, everything that you have, is a part of resonates with you. So if you have a crystal ball, tarot cards, or just anything that you're attracted to, it's because it found you. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Sure. it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I don't know if Jennie has anything to say if she's on the line, but
nope, Jennie is floating in the wings because we're at the 4-minute 50. We're at the 5 o'clock hour, so time's up for our show today. But what I do want to say in closing is thank you so much, Mary Lou from New Orleans, and I want to say, it's all. For some reason, at this time, I should feel like, hey, we did a great job because we did. And we, meaning, of course, Chris Garcia, Jennie McDaniel, and myself, but also you, the listeners. You guys did a great job. You supported us today, and we appreciate that. But for some reason, I always feel sad. I feel like, I wish we could do more. I wish we could stay on for 2 more hours. But we can't. So we commit to being here every Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern, right here on Blog Talk Radio. Heart Over Ego Radio is our production network. So if you could support our shows by just tuning in, listening in. If you have a favorite podcasting app, you can download it on your phone. Just type in podcast, pick any one. It could be iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play, any of those. Pick it and type in Heart Over Ego Radio and follow us. We appreciate that. And Chris, we appreciate you, man. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day and coming in and helping making our show shine today. So was it a good experience for you?
Yes, it was. And hopefully you'll have me back on. I just don't know when. You just got to give me the heads up and tell me what dates are available.
Gotcha. All right. And with that, we are out of here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Everyday Psychic Show. Healing, guidance, and readings for everyday people just like you. To find your way